All right, it's your boy Vigilante Styles, man. Let's do some hardcore mixing. Um, I normally mix hip hop music and stuff like that, but now we're going to mix a metal song. So I got some tricks up my sleeve on how I want to make this sound, and I think you will enjoy it. I think it's good to mix on mix different music because you can learn stuff from different music that you can use, obviously, in your own genre. So anyway, without further ado, let's go. Well, that was a pretty intense mix. Um, I'll go kind of give you a quick rundown about what I did. So, I think everybody saw here. I used the FabFilter gate instead of the gate on the console plugin, only because this gate is a super gate. Like, it is absolutely, you heard it. It's just it's a trap door. And I didn't want to mess with the gate on the console because it's really just keeping the channel clean. So I didn't want to mess with that. I didn't want to change it. So I could have used it, but I mean, I have FabFilter Pro G, and would just prefer just to use that. It's a lot quicker, easier than trying to set the gate on the console. Then I ran it through Black Box to beef up the kick drum a little bit, because the kick drum was kind of weak. Ran it into the AMEC and gave it its vibe there. Everything else, I stayed with the channel strip. And then on the vocals, I did bust the guitars to a bus because I wanted to have them kind of all equally processed. I mean, I wanted to process them individually, but then I wanted to kind of sum them into one bus and then process that too, just to kind of get a good tone out of it. Here on the vocals, I put the reverb first because I wanted reverb on the vocals. I do it like this. Usually it's like I'm running things before the console plugin. So basically all the sound is going into the console. And then afterwards I did add a de-esser, because after running the EQ and stuff on there, you're going to get some sibilance, which we did have, and I ended up having to de-ess it. Excuse me, it's late for me, so I'm a little tired. So I'm like yawning through the video and stuff. But it's alright. I'm not making you tired. Second, vocal. I didn't do the exact same things, but I tried to keep it as close as possible to the settings that I had on the other one. But I did mix by ear, not by vision, with the exception of course, setting timeless and setting the reverb. Yeah, I added a delay too. The reason why I added delay is because there was that one section where he's kind of like singing and he's kind of breaking it up, and I thought a delay effect would sound good there. That would give it some character. In the end too, I was getting into the song a little bit. You saw me get a little stank faced or whatever when I was working on the vocals, because obviously I wanted to make sure that I'm feeling the emotion of the song. If I'm feeling the emotion, you are too. And I wanted that emotion to come out in the song. I wanted to make sure that the mix was conveying that emotion. Throughout the video, I had a plugin called RealPhones, which, as you see, I'm mixing with headphones. So I have to have RealPhones on because it gives me a acoustically treated room with good monitors. Whether or not people think that that's the same thing as mixing on monitors, I don't give a shit. It sounds good to me and I get good mixes from it. So I don't give a fuck about somebody's opinions. So I'm showing you my system. This is just how I mix. You don't have to copy me. Matter of fact, you shouldn't copy me. You should borrow something that I'm doing and add it to your repertoire, but you should ultimately come up with your own thing. Obviously, it's kind of a popular thing in rap music for everybody to copy each other, which used to not be. But, we don't have to carry that over to the engineering side. I mean, we all don't have to try to sound the same. Put your own flavor, put your own twist to the mix. In this case, I use the AMEC 9099, because it's a Swiss Army knife and it's a wonderful channel strip. To me, it's a Metric Halo channel strip on steroids, because it sounds like an actual console as opposed to Metric Halo just being a straight up digital plugin. Like what I mean, of course this is all digital, but what I mean, it's not giving any, there's no harmonics. And there is some harmonics on this. There is some harmonics. I know that I like Paul Third's videos. He's a great guy, and I agree with him 99.9% of the time. But he checked one channel when he was doing the plugin. The one channel was clean. If you flip through them, some of the channels are a little more, they have more harmonics, and some of the channels don't have any harmonics. And the reason why is because the original console was a clean console. It was a super analog console, so it's not going to have THD. As a matter of fact, the SSL 9000J plugin that he liked to use also had no THD turned on. The THD knob's there, but it wasn't turned on. In this case, it is turned on. It's just a very subtle THD. And some channels there is no THD from what he showed in the video, but actually if you flip through the channels you will get some THD on the others, and that's good because the overall vibe is that this is a clean console, and that's what I'm using it for, and it sounds great. It sounds great. It sounds like a console to me, and it sounds like a clean one, so I'm happy with it. I think it's a wonderful plugin. And a bunch of other buddies of mine who are engineering as well, they think it's a pretty awesome plugin for all the things that it gives you, and has an excellent sound. Also, you can't beat that Neve EQ on it. It's just amazing. Whether or not Neve himself liked the EQ he put on it, it doesn't matter. It sounds good to me. I like it. And that's what you got to do in the end. You know, take people's opinions with a grain of salt, but ultimately come up with your own conclusions. If you like the way it sounds and it sounds good, use it. If you don't like it, whatever. Who cares if it's doing anything under the hood that you agree with or not, or what's advertised. Okay, so they advertised it to be one thing and it didn't turn out to be, but it still sounds good, and you can't find another plugin that sounds as good as it, then just use it. Why not, you know? If you've noticed, you've seen this thing called the Brit console. It's actually an SSL console shaper inside Studio One. It's supposed to mimic the sound characteristics of an SSL console. You get 3 different types of SSL consoles in here. Here at Vintage is the 4000 series console. The super analog obviously is the 9000 series consoles, and then the modern is a duality. In this case, with the super, the AMEC 9098i was a super analog console. So I imagine that characteristically it's not going to be that much different from an SSL 9000. So because they don't make an AMEC summing thing for Studio One, this is a good alternative, and I'm sure it sounds 99.9% like the real thing in terms of whatever crosstalk, noise, and drive were on that thing. So, and if it doesn't, who cares? It sounds good. The whole idea is I do want crosstalk, I do want gated noise, and I do want drive. So that's another thing. There is harmonics coming from this right here. So there's that too. So all my channels have harmonics. And a pretty low CPU hit, as you can see the performance meter on the bottom left. It's like barely, maybe you can't see that. I don't know if I put that in there on the video, but if you can see it, it's low. It's not, this whole session hasn't done anything to my computer at all, not even work it out. So, anyway, thanks for watching. No, I don't have fabulous graphics and all those cool bells and whistles. This is just straight up mixing. That's all we're doing here. There's no editing really of the videos. It's what you see is what you get, and that's what you're here for. You're here for that. You're here for actual mixing, and not for being entertained with all sorts of flashy stuff. All the other guys can do the flashy stuff. Me, you come to my channel, we're in the studio, we're mixing. And speaking about studio, if you did watch from the beginning, you go, why does everything sound screwed up on my monitors? You're not supposed to use this on monitors. I'm mixing in headphones, and I'm using Real Phones, a room correction software. So not room correction, room emulation. Excuse me, room emulation software. So it's emulating a room in my headphones. If you have Sennheiser HD 280 Pros and you're watching this, you'll hear exactly what I'm hearing. If you're using some other headphones, it might sound a little different, but you'll get the gist basically of the fact that I'm mixing in a room. Why am I mixing in a room? Because you see the room behind me. This ain't no studio. Well, my studio nowadays is in the box, and but it doesn't. But I don't want an in the box quote unquote sound, right? I want a or in the box type of workflow. I do like some in the box workflow, which I like the fact in Studio One that I have all my stuff right here in front of me. Some people say it's cluttered. Well, whatever. That's your prerogative, you know. And if you like to flip through windows all day long, that's your thing. I don't. I like to be able to go, what track am I at? Go up here, move the mouse wheel, and go down. You go, okay, go to this one, click on that one. So I click on overheads, boom, it's right there also on the mixer, and I can get to work. You know, solo this track, unsolo, I can unsolo them all, solo them all. I like everything right here. My plugins are right here on the right. They're organized. This is organized to me. It's, some people might think it's chaotic. I think it's organized chaos, and it's perfect. This is, to me, this is the ultimate mixing system on the planet. Period. I've tried all the other DAWs, okay, and I have features of the other digital workstations that I do like, but ultimately, at the end of the day, this thing is it. Studio One is the studio for me, and the way that I have everything set up in here, I mean, you have everything you could ever fucking want in this one thing. You want summing, we have summing. You want your channels and your plugins, they work, they never crash in here. Beautiful, right? Everything works. You need your editor window up, there it is. You know, go flip from the editor back to your mixer, there it is. So on my channel, all you get is straight up mixing. That's that, you know. And somebody came up with a great idea. Said maybe they should see that you're not a robot and you're a human being. Okay, so that's why you can see my picture now, see me working. So there you go. But I'm thankful. I appreciate all the new subscribers. Like and subscribe, because I'm always doing new content, and I will explain things to you as I go along. A lot of well, not while I'm working. While I'm working, but afterwards I give you kind of a summation of what I did, and you can understand what I did. And I would love to hear your suggestions. I do. That's why I'm here. You know, I've actually learned stuff from my viewers. So, yeah, like I said, in this case, I created only one bus because I wanted to group all the. You hear a cat's meowing. He wants to be in here with me. But in a minute. Anyway, so I wanted to group all the guitars into a bus so that I can control it with one fader, and I wanted to control the tones mostly. That's what I was doing there, because you had some guitars that were a little crunchier than others. And but I wanted to make sure in the channel they had their best possible sound, but at the same time I wanted to control the overall whole big picture of those guitars, because there was a lot of guitar tracks. I didn't make a vocal bus because there was like 2 vocal tracks. There was no reason to do it. I didn't make a drum bus because I thought the drums were fine. Should I have destroyed those drums more, made them louder? I don't know. But they sounded good to me, and I thought that was good enough. And what I mean by good enough is it sounded perfect to me, so there you go. So at the end of the day, is a mix ever really done? No, and everybody's got opinions about what could be better, what could be worse. It's up to you to just make the best decisions that you can make at that time and hope that it works out for you. Hope that the client is happy. You're probably going to have to do revisions. It is what it is. Obviously, be reasonable with them, and if they're just completely micromanaging and driving you crazy and you think you've already given them enough free revisions, then start charging them for those revisions, and that should calm them down pretty quick. And if they don't like it, they'll probably take it to another mixer and then give them the same chaos. And then if that mixer, they don't like that mix, they ultimately go with yours because yours was the best one to begin with. So, I mean, And then you have some clients who just will say, excellent job, thanks, pay you and call it a day. So, all walks of life. So anyway, here on my channel, you're going to see, I got our videos up already. I show just straight up mixing. Check those out. I try out different software. I try out Harrison Mixbus 32C. I do like it, but I don't like it better than Studio One 5. I mean, I like it, don't get me wrong. It's just the main thing is I kind of like the sound of my plugins that I use, and it's not very friendly with plugins. Harrison Mixbus is, and Harrison Mixbus has a lot of Analog Mojo already going on in it. So you put one of these plugins in there, it just gets way too warm. So it's better if I use an environment like this. Plus, once again, the idea of flipping between windows and stuff, I prefer not to do that. But it's an excellent software, and you can get great mixes with it. Absolutely. I think I have a video I'm mixing in FL Studio. That's the proof point. Yes, you can get a great mix in FL Studio. But FL Studio for me is a beat making program. You can mix in it, and you can get great mixes in it because it's got a mixer, and you can throw your plugins in it. But FL Studio is also, to me, the reason why I don't mix in it is it's not very mixer friendly, in my opinion. A lot of things that make a session easier, more organized and stuff like that is better to do in another workstation than FL Studio. But if you're comfortable with FL, you can get great mixes in it. I've proven that. I got tired of people talking about how FL Studio somehow ruins your sound, somehow is a trash program, and it's only for novices who just started making beats and all this other stuff. I got tired of that. I said, no, FL Studio is a professional program, and professionals know what they're doing, can get a great sound out of it. And of course, it's just a workstation, man. They all sound the same roughly, unless there's some background mojo going on like Harrison Mixbus. But Harrison Mixbus tries to sound like a console. These others are just straight up workstations, man. They don't sound like anything except for whatever plugins you use. Your plugins determine what your sound is. Studio One 5, we have the Mix Effects engine right here, which that is similar to how Harrison Mixbus operates in terms of the entire program sounds like it has a sound. It sounds like a console. Harrison Mixbus sounds like a Harrison console. This Brit console set to these parameters with the super button, it sounds like an SSL 9000 console. But with the channel strip that I'm using, it's an AMEC 9098i console, but beefed up, so therefore 9099. So that's what that is. And does it sound like the real thing? I don't know. Sounds good. Sounds good. So there you have it. And I like it, and I like I like this look too. By the way, I've saw other YouTube guys say, "Oh, I don't like the knobs and fingerprints," and I do. I like it, right? Because it makes me feel a certain way while I'm mixing. So I like it. And some of them don't. They just want to see little charts and stuff while they're mixing. Well, fine. That's how they want to do it. But I like this because it's forcing me to mix with my ears. And I like the look. In my mind, it makes me feel like I'm using one of these. Like a real, kind of console. I'm not feeling it, but, just the idea of turning knobs is appealing to me. And I think you can get a better mix that way because you're relying on your ears. So that's that. So basically, when you come to my channel, this channel, I won't talk so much on my other videos. I don't even talk on my other videos. But when you come to my channel, this is like a gym. It's like a boxing gym. The way I see it, it's a boxing gym for mix engineers. We just get right to it. I don't hide anything. I'm not gonna try to sell you on a plugin. I don't give a shit what plugin you use. I don't give a fuck. I just use these plugins because I like them. But I don't care what plugin you use. Actually, I don't want you using the plugins I use because then it makes me obsolete. It's my sound. So go find your own sound. But if you like it, use it. You know? I'm not going to try to sell you plugins. Like these other guys do, go, oh man, I just got this new plugin. Let me tell you, it's the bee's knees for your mix. You got to use this. You know, I don't get into that. Excuse me. This is unedited. This is raw. Everything's raw on this channel. No edits. All my coughing and everything. Don't worry, I'm healthy. That's just, I need to drink water because I've been working on this mix. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. The song is Ill Fate, and the artist, I forgot their name. I forgot the name of the artist, but the song is Ill Fate. Don't worry, check YouTube. Like, I'm sure they're gonna flag it and put a little thingy in there so you'll know who the artist is and you can go hear the original mix to the song. So that's it. Anyway, so you guys be good and check out the other videos and subscribe to the channel so you can know when I upload a new video. And sometimes I do live mixes too as well, and you guys might want to come in for that so you can do some Q&A, like ask me questions while I'm mixing something and go, why are you doing that? What is wrong with you? Or your ear's bad? You can ask me any kind of question like that and it's fine. And I will answer it. So, but don't expect me to be nice all the time. You're going to ask me a shitty question, you're going to get a shitty response. But if you ask me good questions, I will do my best to. What I mean by good question is I can tell a difference, right? I can tell when somebody's being an ass and when somebody's being cool and actually inquiring something. So I'll try to give you my best. I'm no expert, but a lot of people like the way I mix, so that's why I decided to do these videos, and you guys can check it out. And like I said, you could probably learn something from what I'm doing that helps your workflow, that helps you get the sound that you're looking for, because ultimately that's what it is. Find your sound. Anyway, it's your boy Vigilante Styles, man. I appreciate you guys watching. Till we meet again. Alright, peace.